Praise God for this wonderful opportunity. I'm happy to be as a part of this faculty development program organized by Syed Ajmal College. The topic for today is to talk about cybersecurity challenges for the future. Before I start the presentation, I would like to acknowledge the different internet resources from where these images and the content has been taken. I would like to acknowledge all the authors who contributed to this presentation. I'm very much fond of this particular phrase in cybersecurity. The only secure computer is one that's unplugged, locked in a safe, and buried 20 feet under the ground in a secret location. And I'm not even too sure about that one. Quite interesting. I have been repeating this verse quite since for about 20 years by now. A secure computer is a one that is not connected to the internet. It should not be connected to the network. It should not be connected at all. First of all, it should be unplugged. It should be buried in the ground, and maybe you have an armor guard. Still, you are not sure whether that computer is secure or not. It may sound like an exaggeration. By the end of this presentation, you may, to some extent, agree with me. I would like to quote one particular incident that happened in, I think, Israel. Malware lets a drone steal data by watching a computer's blinking LED. It happened in a data center where they thought connecting to the internet, they have a lot of security threats. As I said, they kept the data center isolated from the internet. It was a separate data center where there is no internet access. Only the employees within can access that data center. There was a hacker who tried to compromise these employees' laptop. Say, for example, we all today bring your own device, right? We bring our laptop, we use it in home as well as we use it in our office. So this guy, when he brings the laptop to his home, his computer was infected by a malware that was created by the hacker. The hacker created a malware, knows which website the employees of that organization may visit, and then places this malware in this website. The employee, when working at his home, the malware is sitting on his computer. Next day morning, when the employee takes his computer to the office, the malware starts to spread. Those who are new to malware is a malicious software. Maybe yesterday you might have listened to a detailed description about malware. It's a malicious software which does some abnormal things or illegal things. This malware, once this employee takes back to his office, this malware starts spreading, and it came and set into the server. See, now the data center, the servers which are not connected to the internet, is now compromised by this malware. Now what this malware will do, this malware will read the, say for example, the passwords or any data inside the server, and it is going to control the LED blinking. You might have seen in the servers there is a LED blinking always, it blinks. That is identifying your network speed or the CPU utilization kind of thing. This malware controls those LED blinks as per the content. We all know the passwords or any content in a server is represented by either ones or zeros. It will blink if it is one, it will turn it off if it is zero. So like blink, and turn it off, it is 110. It was trying to leak information. The malware steals the data or reads the data and reveals this information as a blinking of an LED. What happens, the hacker is sitting in the next campus trying to send a drone with a camera fit drone. The drone used to fly to the server level and record this LED blinking. So once the LED blinking is recorded, he brings back the drone to his home. He runs through the video and he knows if the LED is blinking, it is 1, and if it is off, it is 0. He tried to recover most of the passwords. This example I am just citing to say that a secure computer is a one that is not connected to the internet. Yeah, we all imagine if it is connected to the internet, we have millions of enemies. The data center here is not connected to the internet. It has only network access. But the hacker has clearly planned or cleverly planned. This happened very recently, and it's a real incident that has already happened. How hackers steal the data by a malware that is controlling the computer's blinking LED. For those who are new to this area of cybersecurity, quick definition of what is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the process of protecting data, electronic systems, and network against cyber attacks. So we are going to discuss about what are all the different threats, the cybersecurity challenges for the future. For those who are this is one of the growing field. You would see the number of jobs created, especially for cyber security related jobs, are in plenty, but we have shortage of skills. 82% of employers report shortage of professionals with skills needed to protect against these threats. You can imagine this job is in high demand. You can also tell your students, or if they would like to pursue their career on cybersecurity, this is a very good opportunity for the future. In this presentation, I am going to quickly run through different cybersecurity challenges that we are going to face, or we are already facing, we will be facing in the future. Of course, every single threat to discuss it takes a very long time. Considering the time constraints, I will try to minimize my explanation for each particular threat. I'm having it as a countdown. Number 7. Number 7 crime is about phishing. Phishing is a cyber crime where, say for example, it's an internet crime. I have been hearing this term phishing for quite 15 years from now, and still, still this cyber crime is still existing. What is phishing? It's like you see a man going to the sea, throwing the nets to the sea, catching a fish. Yes, that is phishing. Fishing. This is phishing. Phishing, which means the hacker will place duplicate websites on the internet. It's like the bait. So who is going to be trapped? We as a user are going to be trapped onto this bait. He will find thousands of ways to take you to this duplicate page. Imagine you are receiving an email like 50% offer on flight tickets. Immediately you click on this email, go book your tickets, give your passport number, give your credit card details, you pay the money, you get your e-ticket, everything is fine. When you are trying to travel to the on the day of travel, you go to the airport and present this ticket. The airport authorities say this is a duplicate ticket. You are surprised. You have gone to the website, you have paid the money, you have the printed e-ticket copy with you, you have the copy with you. Still, they say this is a duplicate ticket. What went wrong? The website which you are working is not a real website. It's a duplicate website. My dear friends, most of the HTTP websites all are compromised. You will see several lakhs of duplicate websites that are already existing in the internet. The website which you work, you should have a doubt, is it a real website or is it a duplicate website? Both will look identically similar. That's the trap. Both the real website and the duplicate website will look identically similar, so you get easily deviated. If you look at the URL also, it looks similar, like google.com or google.com. You don't find a difference when you just like that you have a look at it. First of all, we don't look at the address URL. We just go ahead and then do it. In my class, I had a quiz exam, and one girl was absent. After the quiz was over, I was collecting their papers, and then when I was coming out of my class, I saw this girl playing in the garden. I was very upset. There was an exam. She didn't appear for the exam. I called her. See, we had an exam now. Why you didn't attend? Then This girl understood the situation, and then she said, "Sir, that was my sister. We both were twins. I am studying in engineering. She is studying in IT program. So maybe you are confused." This is what exactly happens when we are working with phishing websites. You don't have a clue whether it is a real website or whether is it a duplicate website. At the look of it, both looks similar, both looks familiar, because you have been working on it for quite long time. Now, what happened to your credentials? What happened to your credit card details, whatever you have sent? What happened to your passwords? Everything is compromised. I have seen many of my friends, like, without their knowledge, from their credit card, money has been stolen. You don't know how. You might have visited a duplicate website. This infographic is quite interesting. There are plenty of ways, as I said, there are plenty of ways a hacker can take you to a phishing website, to a duplicate website. You mean to say, sir, I will be very much particular in typing the correct URL. The first simplest technique is the general spelling mistake what we type in the URL. Like sometimes in a hurry to type google.co.in, I type g.co.in. So hackers will register the familiar mistakes what users can make while typing, and they will register it as a domain name, and they will simply have the similar code. They can straight away have your credentials. This is a very simple technique. If you come back and tell me, I will be very cautious. The second technique is what we call it a spear phishing. It comes as an email target to you. As I said, where was the mistake? In this case, the guy has lost his money. He received a email telling that 50% offer. He was deviated. He clicked on the link. See, what you see is visible link. If you all know my all technical guys, what you see is visible link. When you click on it, it doesn't go to where you see. Where, for example, it says EmirateSairlines.com or AirIndia.com. It may say it, but when you click on it, it goes to the href tag. Where is the invisible? Where is that is hidden actually to you? You don't see it. You never know where this link is going when you click on it. What you see is a visible link, and there is what is hidden is an invisible link. It goes to the invisible link, which, and you don't have a doubt because it has a duplicate page. As I say, there are plenty of ways. If your organization is having a weak network, if I can compromise your DNS server, I can go there and then say, I can go to your DNS server and then replace the ICICI Bank domain name's IP address with my localhost IP. That's it. When you are visiting ICICI Bank, your request will come to me. I can compromise your username and passwords and so on and so forth. See, this is what that is called as farming. Compromising your DNS servers and stealing your information is called farming. There are multiple ways in general. As I said, if you want to discuss phishing as a separate topic, it takes a lot of time. Phishing statistics. 78% of people claim to be aware of the risks of unknown links in email. See, most of us, or at least 80% here, it says you are aware that, yes, we know that phishing happens via emails. It's a familiar story. It's nothing new. It happened, I remember just 10, 12 years before, it was very new. It was said that it's a recent internet crime. But now it's a familiar story. Everyone knows about phishing. In every bank web pages, there is an alert about avoid phishing, be alert of phishing. You go to a duplicate bank website, you lose your credentials, you lose your money, the bank will not be responsible, because in the terms and conditions, they say it's like bank is nowhere responsible if you visit a duplicate website and so on. This statistic says people are aware, but still they click these links. Nearly 1.5 million new phishing sites are created each month. Look at the another shocking statistics. It's growing in a rocket speed. Nearly 1.5 million new phishing sites are created each month, which means so many duplicate websites are there. Now it has come to an extent, the website which I am working, is it a real website or is it a duplicate website? I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue on it. Countdown number 6. The next one, a familiar kind of cyber security threat. Phishing is one that is already existing. It's one for the future. Next one, DDoS attacks, distributed denial of service attacks. Of course, we all know it. It's a familiar term. If you don't know it, still you are so innocent, or you are still childish. Which means that it has since 1980s this attack is there. In my experience, if I could see any one threat or any one attack that is existing from 1980s to 2020, almost 40 years, if you can name one attack, this is the attack. That is why surprises me. That is why this doesn't end here. Again, you search in the net top 10 security threats for the future, this pops in always. This pops in. Maybe in a different name or in a different flavor, but in general, it's distributed denial of service attack. That's what is making this attack more interesting. If an attack can happen for 40 years and still it is counting, and still in year 2021, next 5 years, this attack is finding a place in the top 5, which means it is more dangerous. My research area is specifically on this. I was so curious about this. What is, in simple terms, denial of service is to deny the service. That's as simple as that. You don't like this presentation, you want to deny this. Maybe someone else may just try to disconnect this Google Meet, or try to do some interruption over this network. That's it. You deny the service. The service is denied. That's as simple as that. Attackers will find thousands of ways to deny the service. That's the only task. If you could see a simple scenario where I have put here as innocent PCs. Yes, your PC and my PCs all are innocent PCs. Yes, innocent user PCs. Innocent means like there is no password, or we have very weak passwords. We don't update our operating systems. We don't update our browsers. We don't keep high security settings on our browser. We don't update the security patches. We don't close the open ports, or we never knew whether the ports are open or closed in our computer. We don't have a personal firewall, either in our mobile or in our laptop or any devices we use. We know it, and still we are careless about it. You may come to me and say, sir, what is this? I don't have anything important in my laptop. If a hacker comes, he doesn't find anything to steal. He doesn't find anything to steal. But here, the hackers are not interested on your data. The hackers are not interested on your credentials. They are interested in your computational power. I was a system manager 15 years before. We had a 15 years before, we had a server. The configuration of the server was, it was like, if I'm not wrong, it was 2 MB RAM. And we had a storage space of say 500 MB or 640 MB or 1000, less than 500 600 MBs. Can you imagine now? Even your mobile has a better configuration. Even your mobile is having 8 GB RAM or 32 GB RAM. The Apple user or the Android phone user. Even your mobile has a 32 GB storage or 16 GB storage or 8 GB storage. 10 times of servers those days. I would always tell my students, everyone are carrying a server in your hand. See, this is capable of doing a lot of things. This computation power. Are we using this computation power? No. What is the role of a hacker here? They would like to compromise your PCs. Hackers are not interested in your PC's data. They are interested in your computational resource. So they place a malware on your computers. Now your PCs is no more called as innocent PCs or your PC. It is called as zombies or bots. Why? It's not in control of you. It's in control of the hacker. So now he gives the instructions. You started to send unnecessary traffic to a target server. Now the target server is down. So like when imagine like you do ICMP flooding, or you see TCP flooding, or you do whatever type of flooding, sending junk network packets to a target server. Millions of in zombies or bots join hands together, because there is a hybrid botnet architecture, lot of bots, millions of bots are there. Like you might have watched the robot movie, like in the climax you see how many robots, it's very difficult to handle. That is the power. Here you see, the hackers simply compromise millions of computers, just try to target a particular mission. Once they fled, that's it. So this is one of the, if you see the statistics here, if you see point number 3, DDoS attack, 14.5 million total attacks by 2022. 14.5 million total attacks by 2022. Uh, these days, this DDoS attack tools has come as a cheapest resource. You can go to the dark web, or you can even you can go to a normal Google search, download DDoS tool. If you don't like a particular PC, give its IP address and pay them $10 or $15. 1 hour they will send junk packets to them and they will start attacking. It becomes so commercial. IPv6, IP addresses, or like today we are in the mix-up of IPv4 and V6. The whole world will migrate to IPv6 by 2040. But already DDoS attack tools are ready and it's operational for both IPv4 and IPv6. Attackers are like way ahead than our regular technology. So imagine DDoS attacks that is going to happen, 14.5 million total attacks by 2022. Can you imagine? And this attack has happened before, the past, it's happening now, the present, and it will happen in the future. No doubt about it. And this is one of my countdown says it's top number 6. This picture, what you say, go to the internet and then search digital attack map or cyber attack map. It clearly shows it's like between two countries, how many cyber warfare is happening. I funnily used to say the next world war is actually a cyber warfare. One country will attack the other country through cyber. It's like mostly you call cyber warfare or DDoS attacks. It's going to send plenty of informations to target the servers. Now most of the services are available with internet based, like with IT based infrastructures. Like the water management is controlled by servers, the electricity management are controlled by servers, the traffic signals are controlled by servers. A country's every infrastructure is controlled by servers, controlled by IT infrastructure. And if I can break that IT infrastructure, I can make the whole country to be without power for 1 month. This can quickly happen if some of them can clearly plan a cyber warfare attack on the right server. That is why security comes in place. Those who are doing research in the area as well, phishing or something, there are a lot of ways to identify duplicate websites in phishing. Even here, there are a lot of ways to defend against DDoS attack. Better to do research on protection side, like understanding how it happens. It's a good survey you can take. If some attack is happening from 1980s to 2020, you have 40 years of data, 40 years of experience. You can have machine language programs, artificial intelligence programs. You can have some interesting algorithms to defend against these attacks. Like network layer defense, there are a lot of gaming theory involved. Application layer defense, to cut the story short, I'm giving it in a simple form. Search for such keywords. Application layer defense, there are new innovative captchas that are coming in. You might have used captcha, for example. Yes, this is another good area where you can pursue your research, because most of them are an academic field, and if those who are non-PhDs, I would like to advise a good area to sit on it. My countdown number 5. Mobile technologies. Attacks over the mobile technologies. Mobile devices keep the world more connected than ever. Yes, like I would like to say, we are always like fond of with your anytime we are with our mobile, 24/7 bar 365. We want everything to be available, services to be available, 24/7 bar 365. Uh, will you agree with me? WhatsApp will not work on Sundays. Immediately you will say no. You can't bear this. You want it to be available 24/7. Okay, WhatsApp will not be available on Saturday night at 12 to 1. No, that's very important time. I will not, I need WhatsApp to work on that time. See, any point, not even a single minute, you can't accept a downtime. We are always with our mobile, smartphones, tablets. Can you imagine? There are a lot of malware attacks, data breaches, and cyber thefts that are related to smartphones. They say smartphones knows about you better than your spouse or your partner. They say like a smartphone knows your mood. You are listening to a happy song, or you are listening to a sad song. Look at Google knows what you are searching for. When you are walking, it knows whether that you are walking. It calculates your number of steps. If you check your if you have an health fitness app, you put your BP, or you put your heart rates. Your smartphone knows every information about it. Think of can you imagine, this is quite a old picture. I was searching for something new, but I couldn't get in the last minute. But okay, it was something new. It was something old. You see how many sensors you see on a smartphone. It has a temperature sensor. It knows your room temperature. It knows your how many steps you have walked. It has accelerometer. It knows your hand movements. It knows your fingerprint. It knows your iris. Can you imagine how much data a smartphone is holding about you? uh, just like I always say to my students, uh, world wide web, you watch the web and the web is watching you. You are watching the web and the web is watching you. Facebook knows who are my friends. Google Map knows where am I going. And like whatever applications. I'm not sure how many of you have used Google Analytics. Go ahead and check about Google Analytics in Google. If you click on it on the different apps, it's a very interesting way to learn. Click on the Gmail apps. You will see Dropbox. You will see Google Calendar. You will see Analytics. Lot of things. Click and just explore. Plenty to see. Analytics can tell you. I was surprised when I had a look at it before. What did I search in Google 15 years before is there recorded. It's there stored. I was shocked to see. It was like I was refreshing my mind, going back 15, 20 years before what I have been searching. The day since I created my Gmail ID, whatever I have been searching in Google has been recorded there. Analytics, Google Activity, I think, if I'm not wrong, Google Activity, Google Analytics. Check on it, Google Activity. It will keep your logs of what we have done. Plenty of things a smartphone knows about you. No exaggeration in telling a smartphone knows more about you than your spouse or your partner. A lot of mobile security threats in that is used. Yes, data leakage. I didn't bring too much of statistics. An Android phone or a Apple iPhone has plenty of malwares. Malware apps. Uh, the best advice is, if you are not using an app, please remove it. Don't keep it in your mobile. If you are not using it, please remove it. Remove unnecessary apps, especially the beautifying app, especially this that the app used for optimization of your device. Even the app claims to be that it is going to provide security for your mobile. Don't use it. These apps are the one that are going to track, monitor your mobile. It is going to leak your data. Unsecured Wi-Fi, yes. Just by looking at your Wi-Fi connected, I can tell you where all you have gone. If I go to what all Wi-Fi networks you have connected, I can tell you, yes, maybe you have connected to coffee shop at so and so time. Coffee shop Wi-Fi network was there. So okay, at 5 o'clock you are having a coffee in so and so shop. You are visiting this mall, Reliance Mall. There you have connected a Wi-Fi there. I can tell you, uh, this time you visited this particular mall. We can keep track of it. I happened to see one of the TED talks in cybersecurity, where there was one guy having inviting anyone in this crowd. Can you just walk into the podium? A guy was walking into the podium, and then he collected his mobile, and then he took his smartphone, tapped on a particular device in front of the podium. In the LED display in the screen, all his WhatsApp messages were displayed. Can you imagine what exactly is happening? The level of permissions what we give for all the mobile apps, what we do. If your fitness app is doing only fitness related activities, that's fine. If your WhatsApp is doing only WhatsApp related activities, it is fine. If your beautification app is doing beautification related activities, that's fine. What if your beautification app is going to read your bank data, your bank app data? There comes the problem. That is where what level of permissions we give for each app matters. Can you imagine, by tapping the mobile on a particular device, this LED screen is displaying all his WhatsApp messages? What level of permission, security control is there in that particular mobile? This is the same story for you and me, for everyone's mobile. We have to have little bit of care. Today, please, my dear colleagues, please understand there are a lot of simple things which we may know it, but we ignore it. The day which we are going to be affected is no longer. It will eventually happen. One day or other, everyone are going to be affected. Everyone are going to be affected by this kind of attacks. We should be very careful on what you are doing. Like network spoofing. Like, I would always advise, whenever you go, you see free Wi-Fi, don't go immediately and connect it. If it is my students, I say them in a funny note. I just tell them, don't do this. Whenever you are going to a free Wi-Fi, please make sure you are connecting to the Wi-Fi network. You don't know who you are, what data information is shared from that access point. You have to be careful. Phishing attacks, plenty of phishing attacks today are happening through mobile. Lot of spyware, spying softwares are happening through mobile. Smishing is phishing through text messages. Like, via mobile text messages, someone can take you to a duplicate page and steal your information. The fifth point, which I've been highlighting here is about mobile technologies. Be careful while using your smartphones. How many sensors? This is like in S4. Today we have Note 10, or we have the Apple latest iOS versions. Even it has even 3 times these many number of sensors. If these many sensors are there, these many apps are there, my smartphone knows everything about you. Those who are interested in research, think about an attacker building a digital profile with all this information. That's it. An attacker has complete information about you, so he can quickly build a digital profile about you in this case. Point number 4, ransomware attacks. Ransomware, this is again, you will see it, dear colleagues, you will see it in a very short time. Every one of us will be compromised by ransomware attacks. If you are innocent, if you are careless, still you will see it happening to you. You will receive a blackmail email. You will receive, what is a ransomware attack? Ransom means asking for money. The malware, or the malware demanding money. It will encrypt all your files, and you cannot log into your system. It says, I have all your videos, I have all your Facebook chats, I have all your WhatsApp chats, I have all your recordings of the video. If you don't pay me these many bitcoins, of course, this is a blockchain conference. By the way, they wanted to pay in bitcoins only. If you don't break it, if you don't pay us, I don't let you in. Ransomware attacks. It's like a crypto locker. It locks your computer, it locks your mobile device, and then unless you give a password or a private key, or that is provided by the hacker, it doesn't log in. So he is demanding some ransom, demanding some money. Imagine, look at point number 2 there on the right corner. Ransomware attacks. Every 11 seconds by end of 2021, there will be a ransomware attack. Look at the speed, how ransomware attacks are going on. That is why I say you and me are no way distanced from ransomware attacks. Quickly, every one of us, you will listen from your neighbors, they are into some ransomware attacks. Many people are ashamed to say it outside. Many people are not sharing the details, especially when we are using our mobile or when we are using our digital media, internet platform. We should be very careful in what we do, because there are a lot of things happening in the background. You have to be very careful. This one interesting story was there. One fine day, there was a teacher in Thailand. He was opening his laptop. He got a message like this: "Your personal files are encrypted." He was so upset. This says you have to pay these many bitcoins within a span of 12 hours or something. If you don't pay within this 12 hours or something, the money is doubled and the timing is reduced. There is again, they double the money. Like, then they threaten you to publish all your videos, personal videos, to the social media, or to share it like in your messenger friends or WhatsApp friends and so on. All those things, all those naughty things happens. This is how your the ransomware attackers do. This story says one fine day, a teacher from Thailand was opening his laptop. He found this information on his computer. He doesn't know what to do. There was an email ID along with that message. So he tries to send an email to the hacker, telling that, "Dear hacker, I'm a poor teacher from Thailand. I don't have so many bitcoins. I don't have so many money to pay to you. Please, can you help me?" They say that the ransomware or the crypto hackers are kind enough. They replied to his email telling that, "We are, dear teacher, our target is not you. We have a different targets. Sorry for that." And then it was said that the story says that they have given the key to get into this system. They have different targets. They have higher aims. Look at this. Every 11 seconds, by end of 2021, you are going to face a ransomware attack. Point number 3. Countdown number 3. Attacks through Internet of Things. Yes. Internet of Things, I say Internet of Threats. No, it is not Internet of Things. It's Internet of Threats. Poor security. Like, that's another research area where you can take it, you can deal it. If you're interested in cyber security, please work on IoT security. There is not much security principles that are currently available, but Internet of Things as coming to the market in a drastic speed. It's coming to the market in drastic speed. Like, everything is controlled. Smart irrigation, smart water control, smart light control, smart. Everything is smart. Smart traffic lighting, smart self-driving cars, smart braking system. What is the smart? In double quotes, the so-called smartness comes with these sensors, comes with this Internet of Things. I'm going to do a presentation here. The moment I come to the podium, I turn on the mic. I see the screens are closed, the lights are off or lights are on, the doors are closed, the mic is on, the speaker is on, the LED screen is on. Everything can happen automatically. Smart. I can say smart auditorium. Everything can happen smart, which means plenty of sensors communicating to each other. I was interested in looking at the Sun Microsystems vision in 1980s. 1980s, in the mid 80s, Sun Microsystems had a vision to make everything and anything connecting to the internet. Can you imagine? Those were the days there were not even internet. Like, it was like one or two places there. Internet was here and there. Those days they had a vision to make anything and everything. I want my sofa to be connecting to the internet. I want my shirt to be smart. I want my refrigerator to be smart. I want my water bottle to be smart. I want my fan to be smart. Everything. I want my printer to be smart. What you see, what you turn around your rooms, whatever you see, how it behaves smart. There are sensors. When I walk out of the room today, the light automatically switches off. When I come into the room, the AC is automatically on. Smart. It understands my movement. We all talking about this so-called smartness. So-called smartness. The country also is more reliant on the so-called smartness. Smart irrigation, smart water management, smart electricity management. All smart, smart, smart. The point here is, as I said, it is not Internet of Things, it's Internet of Threads. If some of you need to pursue some their research, it's one of the good area to pursue in IoT security area. Mostly IoT sensors like CCTV cameras. It's kind of part of it, weak guessable passwords. You have a very insecure update mechanisms, outdated components. There is no proper privacy protection, insecure data transfer, no good encryption technique, no strong encryption techniques. You have weak encryption techniques because of the capability of the IoT device itself. Lack of device management, or that most of the IoT devices are coming with the default username and default passwords, easy for anyone to hack. Easy for anyone to hack. If you have your CCTV camera at home, it's not only you watching, there are plenty of others also watching you through your CCTV camera. 90% of consumers lack confidence in the security of IoT devices. 90% of the consumers lack confidence in the security of IoT devices. That simplifies, that says the story that you don't, this is the state of IoT security today. Customers are not happy about the security of the IoT devices, but they are happy about the working of IoT devices. We all are into this smart world. What if self-driving car, self-driving car is controlled by the attacker? Can you imagine? Can you imagine a self-driving car controlled by the hacker? He can put a brake whenever needed. He can drive. He can take you to the destination where he likes. Very dangerous. Everything that is smart, there is also a dangerous thing following up. Number two. Point number two is crowded a bit here. In fact, it should be top 10, and I should have kept maybe from 10, 9, 8, 7. But I'm not sure how lengthy I'm going to talk about all those things. But okay, let me just to put things in a nutshell. I want to add everything into it. AI-based hacking, artificial intelligence-based hacking, machine learning programs, the order of the day, the talk of the day. We all talk about data analytics. We all talk about machine learning. We all talk about artificial intelligence, the buzzwords for today. Yes, I funnily tell to my students, humans are becoming more stupid and machines are becoming more intelligent. Artificial intelligence, it can do whatever it is. It can identify automatically. There are a lot of robots. My home has a robotic vacuum cleaner, I keep it, it will clean my home automatically, kind of thing. Artificial intelligence based hacking. Now, when you say the power of machine learning everywhere, the power of machine learning is also there in hacking, which means it is now becoming easier for a hacker to do things because of the machine learning. He understands the pattern, he understands, it becomes easy for him to do. It is said that in the next 10 years, artificial intelligence is going to replace a lot of jobs. You will not see a pharmacist, you will not see a librarian, you will not see a driver. Why? Because artificial intelligence based smart and self-driving cars will come. It will take it. Then there is no job for drivers. You will not see a pharmacist because artificial intelligence based self drones will come where it can pick your tablets and deliver it at your home. You see it today, the Sprite delivered by a drone. You see this happening now. It's not exaggeration. It's not imagination. You see it happening now. The next 5 years, 50 like you see plenty of jobs are going to be lost. Plenty of jobs are going to be lost due to artificial intelligence. There won't be any drivers, at least for India. Maybe 10 years I can take, but in US, there you will see in US, or there won't be any drivers in the next 10 years. There won't be any pharmacist. There won't be any cashiers. There won't be any, look at jobs that could be automated. Today, we have seen when I was looking at any virtual conference, when I'm going to attend this conference, I have seen a lot of robots sitting and welcoming. And then, you don't talk to the robot, the robot will come to you and then put the robot puts his hand on my shoulder and then telling, why are you sad? Come on, what's that? Even human don't have this courtesy to ask why are you sad or why are you happy or how are you. But today the robot understands your mood. It pats on your back. This happened to me really when I was going for a conference here in UAE. The top popular telecom service provider is Etisalat. They had placed a robot in the entrance. When I go on it, hello, it comes and initiates. Although you talk or not, it initiates the communication automatically. Today we have Google Assistant. We have lot of your Android based assistant, or you have Alexa. Lot of assistants. It assists us in plenty of things. All are artificial intelligence. There won't be any secretary jobs. There won't be any personal assistant jobs. Everything is going to be moving away. Cloud security is another important thing. Cloud security, if you see here, there are a lot of cloud related movement. If you see the statistics, if you see uh, if you see this point number five, if you see that 100 times more data than 2019. By 2022, 100 times more data than 2019 will be on the cloud. Yes, no doubt. Today, uh, when I say I was a system manager, we had 22 servers in our university. I was very proud to say I owned 22 servers. Today, if someone says I'm owning 22 servers, they have to feel ashamed. It's like they have, most of the services are outsourced. Most of the servers are in the virtualized environment. It's in the cloud. When everything is on the cloud, again there are a lot of cloud security threats. The same story continues. Denial of service, phishing, everything happens in the cloud. A lot of things happens again in the cloud. You should be cautious in using your cloud based solutions. Almost today, we use Dropbox, we use Google Spreadsheets, we use Google Documents, right? We don't need anything. Like if you want to run a Python program, you don't want to install anything. I go with Jupyter Notebook Online. If I want to run some program, I go with Google Colab. I don't need the software anymore. We have software as a service, platform as a service, what not as a service, security as a service. Everything is there as a service in the cloud. It's like you pay and you take it. You don't even you don't even spend too much on your computer. You buy on a virtual machine, just a browser. That's it in your client side. You connect to the virtual machine. What not you do, what software you want, what database you want, everything is there on the cloud. This could be very interesting to use about the services on the cloud. So it says, number five, cloud security says there will be by 2022, 100 times more data than 2019. I would also speak something about blockchain security. Again, the theme of this conference here. Uh, anyway, I'll give some glimpse about this blockchain security. I hope you have been listening to different experts about a blockchain. What is a blockchain and how it works and all those things. What internet did for communications, blockchain will do for trusted transactions. What the internet did for communications, blockchain will do for trusted transactions. Clearly, it shows blockchain is going to be the future. Wherever you want trusted transactions, banking, insurance, wherever you feel the transactions has to be trusted, it is going to migrate to blockchain, or already it has migrated to blockchain. I have given two video links of my presentation about introduction to blockchain. One link, the first link is mine, and the second link is from the morning speaker. He was talking about blockchain in medical field. So if you have time, just have a look at this YouTube videos. I've been explaining about the basics of blockchain. It was a last minute invite for me. I couldn't pick the topic of other topics are almost picked. So I was picking about security. I would touch up a little bit about blockchain security. So what the internet did for communications, blockchain will do for trusted transactions. The transaction life cycle is what I don't know whether some speakers have already spoke about it. It's like a blockchain. It's a distributed ledger. It's what do you say? It's a shared environment, peer-to-peer networks, cryptographic algorithms all involved. It is for trusted transaction, mainly to remove the intermediary. Like you today, look at banks. There are a lot of intermediaries. I want to transfer money to US to my friend. Like if I want to transfer some money, a good commission goes to the intermediaries. If I want to pay via my credit card or debit card, MasterCard, or Visa card, a good commission goes to a third party. It is not between the sender and the receiver. It's not between, it's my money and I am willing to give it to my friend. It should go in full. It's not between us. What happens? There are a lot of intermediaries, the brokerage fees. Today, the whole world is like sucked up with this brokerage fees. Like, whatever service you say, there is someone in the middle, sitting in the middle. It's always not between the buyer and the seller. It's not always between the sender and the receiver. If it is between the sender and the receiver straight away, no commission at all. But if you see any system today, there is always someone in the middle. MasterCard, Visa card, payment gateway, you name it. They are sitting in the middle. What is their role? They are helping the sender. They are helping the receiver. They are taking commission from the sender. They are taking commission from the receiver, which means they are growing. The direct the peers, the users are losing their money. This is where blockchain comes. There's no intermediary. It's between peer to peer. It's between you and me. If I want to send 100 rupees to you, it's straightforward 100 rupees from me to you. Not even a single paisa to the bank. It's like straightforward. So those who see like the architecture of blockchain, you might have seen it in a different slide. Someone of you might be shown. This is a hyperledger fabric where the client is sending a proposal. Already these proposals are there in the smart contract. Sending some transaction. Say I want to send A wants to send $100 to B. This is the client sending a request to the proposal. The peer has to agree. All the peers has to agree on it. Yes, all these peers will be running your smart contract. All the peers will be having your data. If validating your request. Do you have $100 in your account? First of all, if you don't have $100 in your account, you cannot transfer this $100. So that's the first condition. It checks and then it endorses the proposal. Yes, okay, this transaction is valid. So then the client submits the transaction to the ordering services. The ordering service creates the blocks of transaction in a particular order, just to avoid multiple transactions happening at the same time. Like which transaction comes first, which transaction comes second, and then it is sending to the peer nodes, endorser, and the committer nodes where it commits. This is like the transaction is written in blocks. Very important diagram. Maybe you can search for this and then you read more details about it. The three important phase: endorse, order, and validate. Three important phase in a blockchain transaction. Coming to security terms, cryptography. For those who are new to cryptography, crypto means secret, graphy means writing. Writing it in a secret way, writing your content in a secret way. There are a lot of cryptographic algorithms, encryption techniques, which can try to protect the transfer of the plain text from one place to another. In blockchain, they focus on two important security aspects: data on transit, data at rest. Data is moving from, if you see, data is moving from the client application to the peer to the client application to the ordering services to the peer. The data is moving here and there. So within the hyperledger fabric, there are a lot of security services enabled. All whenever the data is moving, they make sure it's all properly protected with the private keys, public keys, digitally signed to verify the authentication. Proper hashing functions are given so that the information is not modified and so on. Cryptography plays a very vital role in this. So another interesting area to look into blockchain, where there are digital signatures, private keys and public keys, and hash functions and so on. That helps to achieve the security. Today's morning talk, Ram would have talked more about blockchain security, I'm sure. Block, if you look at each block, it has a transaction. It has a transaction, and every block has a block hash. It has its own block hash. It has the previous block hash. See, it is said that no two input can have the same hash value. Popular hash value hash functions are MD5 and SHA1. No two inputs can have the same hash value. If a hacker is trying to alter a particular block, if you see the hash value is changed, so it is chained together. Block 1 and block 15 and block 16 is chained together. If one block is altered, it is affecting the other block. They know that the block has been modified, and the peers will disagree on the transaction and so on. Weakest link in general, if you see the weakest link in blockchain, mostly about the smart contract code and vulnerabilities. It's basically a program. Smart contract is a program written by a human, like software vulnerabilities. Whatever vulnerabilities you have in a software, when you write a program, you are prone to many vulnerabilities. Like the popular vulnerability found in bitcoins were integer underflow and integer overflow kind of thing. If it exceeds the limit, then there was a overflow value that is replacing it. So smart contract code, you write the smart contract, you write these codes, the programs, all software vulnerabilities. For those who don't know what is a vulnerability, I'm talking about the weaknesses in a system, the weaknesses in your program. If your program is weak, then hackers can easily compromise. Yes, blockchain as a platform, as a structure is secure, but the smart contract is a simple program. It's a simple program written by you and me. If this program is vulnerable, hackers can easily compromise your smart contracts. Easily compromise it. Like imagine you write a program. The program doesn't handle the error properly. The program doesn't test all the conditions properly. Then it is easy for me to change. It was like that. Applications that integrate with the block. Another important point I would say with blockchain here. This is maybe someone of you might have already told about this. Blockchain has not come to replace the existing systems. Blockchain has not come to replace the existing systems, but it will go hand in hand with the existing systems. Like you already have an ERP, you already have some solutions. Doesn't mean that when you are going to migrate to blockchain, doesn't mean that all this ERP, all the investment is a waste. No, it is going to sit on top of it. It can sit on top of it. Your ERPs can still go with as a normal flow, and you can share whatever details that is required for in your blockchain network. This is a very vital point, that I learned from IBM. They were trying to stress it. People have a feeling that blockchain technology has come to replace the existing systems. Oh no, blockchain will be changing everything. Now everything is going to be new. No, nothing is going to be new. Blockchain is going to support your system. It's going to support your system. It's adding one layer to it for trusted transactions. What the internet did for communications, blockchain will do for trusted transactions, and so on. Applications that integrate with the blockchain. There comes another problem. Your web application or your application that is integrating with the blockchain, it has a lot of vulnerabilities. If you have a look at another interesting point, if you have a look at OWASP top 10 to blockchain, OWASP, it's a open web application security project. Just search in Google. It's a very popular open source that shows about all your vulnerabilities or weaknesses in a web application. Okay, unfortunately, I didn't add any of these attacks. Like these all again are individual stories. Like every single topic can be handled in one full session. SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, insufficient logging and monitoring. Every single thing is a separate threat or a separate attack that is already there. This is very popular for web application security. These all are vulnerabilities. These all are the threats or attacks that can happen in your web applications. Because your web application is integrating with the blockchain, your blockchain may be a secure environment, but Hackers can easily compromise on your web application vulnerability. Therein, they say your blockchain becomes insecure. That's also is possible, and so on. You see, read the top slide in the last point. Smart contract code, which allowed a threat actor to exploit the threat vector. A vulnerability in the smart code, which caused DAO hack in 2016. The hacker stole $150 million worth of Ether, the currencies. This again, most of the point is about the smart contract. Again, it's about crypto wallets and key management. So your digital wallets that is involved in your blockchain, uh, you need to go in some order. I purely understand there are different new terms I am talking about, but it needs a continuity of the course to understand many of these terms whatever I am talking. So I am trying to give a minimal uh, new term, or wherever possible I am trying to give the uh, point. Smart contract platforms itself is a security issue. We are using Ethereum platform, we are using Hyperledger platform, we are using different platforms for implementing your blockchain network. There are some platform using a weak hashing techniques where it provides collusion. If you are using a weak hashing techniques, even people say these days the modern hackers claim that MD5 or SHA1 could be compromised. If that is the case, then immediately your block 15, whatever, your whole blockchain security relies on the hash function, the integrity of the block. If someone changes the block, the hash is changed, so everyone will be knowing that there is a modification in the message, and that block may not be added to it, or the block cannot be altered. If the hash algorithms are compromised, there are some platforms where the hash algorithms are compromised. There, it's again another big issue. Researchers are working on new hashing techniques for sure. With the blockchain being emerging, new hash functions will always play a vital role in blockchain network. Yes, you can take a breath. Last point, last but not the least. I mean, first, it's not last, it's a first, it's a countdown. So it's the number one as per me. Any guesses? Human. It's you and me. Amateurs hack systems, professionals hack people. Bruce Skinner's word. I interestingly tell my students, security is a chain and the weakest link is human. Today, you have very good systems, you have very good firewalls, you have very good intrusion detection systems, you have very good honeypot systems, very good security intelligence product, QRadar, and so on. You have many good security devices that is protecting you from the network. Machines are very good, intelligent. Artificial intelligence is there, machine learning is there. They are all good. But in this IT security chain, you will see there is one weakest link. That's the human. It's easy to compromise. Why? Because like you keep a weak password or you share your password. It is easy to cheat you and get information. Social engineering attacks easily to compromise your system, and then breaking into the network. It's very difficult for me to break the firewall. Very difficult for me to break the IDS or the honeypots or like any other security devices, QRadar or something. But it is easy for me to break into humans. Yes, human psychology, you know it better than me. So security is a chain and the weakest link is human. I would like to cite one incident that happened in a conference. There was a guy who was presenting in the conference. He was boasting, I am coming from so-and-so systems. I have a strongest firewall. I have spent several crores of money in my network. My network is one of the strongest network in the world. I have a strong firewall, strong IDS, strong security intelligence products, strong access points, wireless controllers, all those things. Very difficult to hack. The next day morning, it was a 2-day conference. The next day morning, one stranger walked by giving him a scribbling pad to him. When this guy who was boasting opened the scribbling pad, found all his desktop documents printed on the scribbling pad. He was surprised. To his shock, he was asking. He was yesterday. He was boasting in a conference, telling that mine is a very strong network. Just next day morning, he brings all his desktop documents printed in a notepad. He was surprised and he called the stranger and then he admitted, yes, please tell me how it happened. This guy was trying to say, you know, day after you boasted, I had a pen drive. In the pen drive, he just wrote on top of the pen drive, confidential or don't open, something like this, which and then left in the visibility of the human. This guy, this guy, after seeing this pen drive, you know what's the human tendency? When you see don't open, immediately we will put and we'll try to open. When you see something confidential, don't open, don't do this, immediately the human nature tendency is to do that. That's one of the trick hackers play. Don't click this link. Means immediately you'll click this link. Sweet insight. Don't click this link. Immediately you try to click on this link and see what's inside. You know, this is the kind of human attitude that we normally do. This guy put his pen drive on his laptop. The moment he put his pen drive on his laptop, what happened is like there was a small program, automated program inside the pen drive. This program attached all his desktop files and sent it to an email. Those who are good in programming may know to write such a program. Hardly it's 10 lines of program to attach your desktop files and send it to an email. Security is a chain and the weakest link is human. This guy is easily trapped. You can easily trap a human in terms of this thing. I would like to wind up with one simple incident that happened to me when I was a system administrator long back. With that incident, I would like to just wind up this session with this information that I have provided. You know, like I was head of the technology center for the university, long back, 2005, I think so, 2005 to 2010. That was the time. You know, I was responsible for managing the entire IT infrastructure and so on. Those days, students had their exams. Students had used to have their exams, practical labs. You know, the management kept the responsibility on me. You know, you have to take care that the students is not doing any electronic mode of copy. All right, if electronic mode of copying, it's like it's very easy for students to go there and copy very easily and so on. What happened, the time of exam, I was so vigilant throughout all the labs. So I instructed all the teachers, all my technicians, be vigilant. Students should not copy by means of physical or electronic means. It's a practical exam scenario and so on. I found one of my student very happily sitting in the exam hall, not doing anything for the first 2 hours. It was a 2.5 hour exam or something. He was very happily sitting here and there watching every one of us, and then he never did the exam. Last 5-10 minutes, he submitted the lab activity and then he was coming out. I asked the teacher, did he submit the lab? Yes, yes, he finished it. His output is correct. I was surprised. How come this guy was so idle? He never touched his keyboard for all this time. How come this happened? Like I was also in the hostel, I met him, I called him in a friendly, we used to be friends. I had a friendly chat with him and then I called him, see, I was watching you today. You never did anything, but in the last 10 minutes, you were able to quickly solve your activity. Can you explain how? Then he was telling, sir, it's a deal between both of us. If you don't take it official, if it's personal, I can share it. Oh, yeah, yeah, please. I don't take it official. I don't make it a case. Please share the story. He was telling, what is this, sir? It's like internet is there. And then I have my own website. I uploaded all my programs in my website. And then last 5 minutes, I downloaded the program. I copy pasted it and I executed it. What's a big deal? It's not a rocket science. I was surprised. Then that struck my mind, being a head of the technology center, this never strike my mind. For the practical lab exam, why do we need an internet access? Okay, a secure computer is a one that's not having internet access. Cut the internet. Okay. Next time he came for another exam, he was sitting in the lab. It was the same story, familiar story. He was enjoying for the first 2 hours. Last 10 minutes, he submitted the activity and he left. This time I was thinking he might be looking for the internet resource, but maybe he found a different alternative. I met him in the hostel and I asked, "What did you do?" Sir, if internet is not there, what? There is a network. And there are students in the hostel, there are students in the campus. Hostel and campus network is there. Like students from hostel send the files and I receive the file. There are network chat programs. We have it installed and then we share the programs via the network chat programs and we share it in the network folders. My God. Number two, cut the network also. Like, cut the internet, cut the network. In fact, I should have unplugged and I should have buried the PC where the exam would have not happened. To cut the story short, this guy, okay, there is no network, no internet. This was happened in 2005. This guy came for the next exam, sitting on his, like, he found there is no internet, no network. Those were the days, like we had the flash drives coming up. That was like the like 512 MB the flash immediately. That was the time it was introduced. We never had flash. Like, out of 10,000 students, only one student, one or two may be having a flash drive, a pen drive. There is no one else were having those days. It was CDs were so popular. We used to write on the notice board, no CDs, no CDs. This guy took it like this. No CDs means like flash drives are allowed. He had this program in the flash drive. He connected his flash, copy pasted the program, and he left. When I was asking him, he said, "You never mentioned not to allow flash drives. It was only saying that it was CD drive." Then strike my mind. We need to not allow flash drives also. Then, but I'm cutting the story short. It's a big story. Because I faced a lot of incidents with my students. The last incident happened this way. I called my team. This, guys, there is something new that has come to the market, which is called as flash drive. Like, students can copy paste quickly. So try to do something. Can we block it? My team worked on it, and then they said, yes, sir. The USB port can be blocked. If they keep their pen drive, it can say the USB port is blocked and it cannot be used. That can be done. Go ahead, do it. No internet, no network. Block the USB ports. That's it. Fine, well said for my practical exam. I was waiting for this guy to come to say that this time I am going to win. This guy came for the exam. As usual, 2 hours he was relaxing. This is the climax of the story. He was uh, trying to copy it with the pen drive. He put his pen drive. Then he saw, sorry, the USB drive is blocked. Then he looked at me. I was looking at the glass window. This time I thought I'm going to win, and I was very happy to see him this time. See, at least after a lot of fight, in no moment this guy, what he did, the keyboard and the mouse were connected in the USB drives. He removed the keyboard cable, and then he put the pen drive there, copied the program in the mouse, and then he executed it, and then he just left it. So keyboard and the mouse USB ports are enabled. He finished it, and then he just left as such in no time. It was quite interesting, and it's a big experience for me to know. It's like cyber security is like, it's always a race. Like, it's a never-ending story. So it's always a race. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. If you have my email ID, if you have any specific queries, you can always reach me for any programs or so on.